And then the next day, I got up again. I got like about the time I get up for school, a bit later maybe, and I went to see Charlie McDonald, and that was hosted by Michael Ronda. And Michael Ronda came on, and he was like, the person we're talking about today is, besides being cute, he's really funny, and probably most importantly, he's very down to earth. And then Michael Ronda's face appeared on the screen, and he's like, what? Oh. Apparently we're supposed to be talking about Charlie McDonald, and Charlie's face appeared on the screen. The first video they had for the Charlie McDonald show, Michael Ronda was like, this has gotten a lot of it's critically acclaimed, it's got like an Emmy nomination, and he goes to play it, and it was Charlie eating cereal for 10 minutes without saying anything, but he only showed like the first minute and a half. They kind of kept up with the thing, like showing a lot of videos I had already seen, and then also showing really old ones. They showed a film that Charlie made when he was like 10 about an apple tree. And then they showed a video from him in, like, back in the early 2000s. And then they showed other videos that I had seen, including, it was kind of like, it was like a new video, but it was like meant to be old, and he used the same camera he used when he was 10. He filmed the apple tree video for the Alex and Charlie format pilot. We're supposed to be in the 90s, and Charlie and Alex had that horrible mustache. And then after that was Charlie's meetup. It was a few blocks away. The shows were at different theaters, and the meetup was at the convention center. All the meetups were at the convention center. So we kind of like took a shortcut. We like cut across this sort of like park area, and we like half ran. And then like again, like the doors were here, and it like, when I need to like draw you this. So this is the meetup room from like an aerial view, and then Charlie was here, and then I was here, and that seems nice, but the doors are over here, okay? So the lines went around here, and I was here, and presumably there was more line this way, because that happened for Grace's show. For Grace's show, I was like over here, like winding around. So, and Charlie's really popular, so I imagine he had a big line like that too. So like, but once you get inside the room, there's like more winding before you can actually meet him. And we cut half the time, like shortcut running there. We were still all the way back there. So I know that a lot of introverted YouTubers say that when they do meet and greets and stuff, everyone wants a hug and it's emotionally exhausting. So I didn't want to be inconsiderate, but I also had no idea what to do when I got up there. Like, I had no plan. So, and he was like hugging everyone, because probably everyone wanted a hug. So I like got up there, and again, like I said, it was pretty awkward, so I was just like, and then he was like, hi, and he like went to, you can't see my arms in this frame, really? He like put his arms out for a hug, so I was like, okay, so I like hugged him. And then my dad was taking pictures. Like, Charlie and I got like a normal picture, just like, you know, arms around each other, whatever. My dad said he didn't get a picture of us hugging, because the camera like didn't take it in time or whatever. So he had us do it again. So we hugged again. He's like, wait, the camera's freezing up a little bit. And I thought that my dad was lying to force Charlie to hug me. Because I wouldn't put it past him. So I was like, oh my god. Apparently the camera was actually just being weird. So I was a little bit like, oh, Dad. But like, apparently it wasn't actually the case. So I just kind of like was like, thanks, and walked away. And he was like, it's nice to meet you. And I was already walking away. Charlie's a nicer person than I am. My only like consolation is that he probably had so many people, he probably didn't even remember me. He probably met so many people, you know, I'm sure there's been worse encounters than that. So I met Michael Ronda, and again, I was really awkward, because I was like, I have no idea what to say to him. And his line wasn't as long, so it wasn't as much of a rush. So I could have said something to him, but I had no idea what to say. After Charlie's show, I was like, I have plenty of time before the Hannah Hart show. That's at 3 o'clock. So we went and ate at this Italian place. And then I was like, oh yeah, time checked, you know, how much time we have. And then something made me like, and it was like, the next show's at 3, so we're fine. Then I was like, but I always, whenever I say that, I'm always worried that I'm wrong, so I checked again. Turns out it wasn't at 3. The schedule uses military time, so it was at 1300 hours. So that's where I was getting the 3. But 1300 hours is 1 o'clock, and it was like 12:57. And we were like, oh my god. So we were like, we have to check. And we paid quickly. We like swiped the debit card, whatever. And we like ran the Hannah Hart show. It was only like a couple blocks away because everything was in the same area. But I was 8 minutes late. And I still got a seat. I just sat in the back. So I still saw most of it. I just missed the first 8 minutes, and shows are an hour and a half long. But then I couldn't go to the Hannah Hart meetup, which was unfortunate because I was going to Short Films, which is hosted by Charlie McDonald and Kyan Mansley. We're both British who flew to Canada for this. And during Charlie's show, I saw his short film called Tea Chronicles, which I had seen it when he uploaded it, and I saw it again. And then for the short film, obviously Charlie, and then Kyan co-stars in it if you haven't seen it. So they showed it again, and I was like, I've seen this twice in one day. The first spot where she pulled up all the blankets wasn't good enough. Okay, so short films. I had seen 2 of the short films. Most of them I hadn't seen. I've seen Tea Chronicles, obviously, and the last one they played. Okay, so one of my top 5 favorite videos on the entire internet is a video by Apprentice A called Deathcast. And they made it for Halloween of 2010. It's about 3 minutes, and it's the best horror movie I've ever seen. But they didn't show the Apprentice A show, and I was kind of hoping they showed the short films. I didn't really expect it. And the last film they're introducing, Kyan said it was his favorite video on the internet, and he said it terrified him. And I was like, what if it was actually Deathcast? And it was not Deathcast. It was Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. I saw it, Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, and I'm like, I'm never watching this again. And there I was on theater. I saw it on a huge screen. I saw Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared on a huge screen. And you could tell the people who had seen it already and the people who had not seen it already. So if you hadn't seen it already, you should go watch it. And as Kyan said, if you haven't seen it before, you'll never forget it. Scar you for life. And the last show I went to on Saturday was Fina Factor, and that's hosted by Alex Carpenter and Jimmy Wong. And they talked about, they did like the Harry Potter fandom, the Star Wars fandom, and the Disney fandom. And of course, Alex is big into Harry Potter. I've met Alex Carpenter on many occasions from Wizard Rock concerts. And it actually occurred to me, like, if I had struck up a memorable conversation with him every time, we could probably be friends by this point. However, first time I met him, I was probably 10. I started Wizard Rock pretty young, probably 5th grade. Like, a lot of times, like Panic at the Disco, people were like, oh man, brings me back to, like, middle school. Like, literally all I listened to was middle school was Wizard Rock and the Beatles. If I had struck up a memorable conversation with Alex Carpenter every time I met him, he probably wouldn't like me, because I'd be an annoying middle schooler. The first video they played, so this is probably like the prime example of a fandom video. It was Harry Potter, and I was like, okay, I didn't really know what it was. And when they started playing, I was like, oh, I'm not surprised. Like, I'm surprised I didn't think of it. So it was a mysterious ticking noise. And then they showed a couple other videos. And then they showed, they did Doctor Who also. I forgot to mention, they did Doctor Who, they did Chameleon Circuit. And then they did little kid, he was probably like 4. And he was reciting the Doctor's speech at Stonehenge. And then for the Star Wars fandom, it was pretty funny. Alex was saying, like, a friend of his decided to make a song using entirely Star Wars quotes. And I didn't know what it was. And then he played it. And 2010 just slapped me in the face because it was Jason Monday. And I was like, oh my god, Jason Monday. It was the music video for Ready for Anything. And he was saying, he's like, yeah, Jason has like this huge hobo beard now, so I'm just looking longingly at him. So that was the last video.